I've made $3,530,000 with my LinkedIn funnel. And in this video, I'm just going to walk you through exactly how I've done it. Every single trick, how I post content, how I set up my funnels, how I do my DMs. I'm just going to show you absolutely everything. So let's get into it. So how my LinkedIn funnel works is, in order to get unlimited leads on LinkedIn, you need three things. You need client attracting content. Can't even write. You need conversations or chats with other human beings that turn into calls. Right? I can't even draw an arrow. Calls. And then you also need what's called a lead converting profile. Right? You need these three things. Now, what I mean by that, if I show you in LinkedIn, right? You need your profile set up and structured in a way so when people come to it, they clearly know what you do. They can click on links over here and they can go to your website or your funnels and landing pages and then go, okay, get the Start Selling on LinkedIn for Free course. Since I've had this up there, it's been about not even a year yet. I've had 11,611 people give me their email address just from this. Like, that's just from organic content, right? Which is pretty crazy. So now from this, right? So you need to have lead converting profile set up. You need to have content, right? Because content is traffic. It drives people to your profile, right? So if I look at my content now, this post over here, I created a free resource. 269 people said they wanted it. More and more content here. I've got other additional pieces of content here. That's like bringing people to you. And then you have it set up in a way that when they click on the links, right, then they give you their name, email, and phone number if you want, and then that goes into your CRM instance. So we actually have a CRM that we're pulling out specifically called LinkedIn for Growth Mode. So I'm going to show you some pieces of that now. Because if I look in my CRM since I started doing this, I've got 32,817 leads, which is pretty freaking crazy, right? And then the other thing that you do is then from all of this, then people then connect with you here. So if I look at my connection requests, I've got 1,040 people kind of outstanding who I can connect with. I can also see who's liked, engaged on my content. Right when you're demoing it, LinkedIn goes slow, right? And then also I can also see who's viewed my profile, right? And I have all this data, but I can also see when have people opened my emails, when have they downloaded a new lead magnet. All these different activities and events create compelling events for me to reach out to people. So these three things are the things that you need in order to turn LinkedIn to have an unlimited lead machine from LinkedIn. Because when you think about it logically, client attracting content, putting content out there is one-to-many advertising, right? And you're building trust one-to-many with human beings. Now, the thing with content, in particular on LinkedIn, is it's perishable. If you look at the LinkedIn feed, sorry, I actually get rid of the LinkedIn feed so I don't get distracted by it. So let's undo it here. Let's go up here. So it's perishable, meaning like if I see these posts, I'm probably never going to see them again. On Instagram, it's different. You can go to someone's profile and look at all their reels and bank and watch them all. So because it's profile, it's temporary. It's kind of like a vending machine. It spits it out and it's actually gone forever. And so this client attracting content is how you sell people to people one-to-many. But you're not really selling, you're building trust one-to-many. Now, the next thing is when you're having a DM conversation, this is where you are manually messaging them one-to-one. This is when you're having a back and forth conversation with the other individual. And then that back and forth conversation is then causing trust built in the individual. And so the benefit of this is you can hit more people. The benefit of this is that you can get people to trust you quicker. Now, conversion optimization is when you're sending emails and you're giving people additional stuff, and that's one-to-one automated. And this is with all three of these mechanisms, when you've actually got them set up, all of these then become trust building mechanisms. And ultimately, when you sell something expensive, you're a financial planner, mortgage broker, accountant, you're a coach or whatever, ultimately it always ends up with you having a conversation with the other individual. So this system or this flywheel is essentially created in a way so you're hitting people with emails, you're hitting them with free resources, heaps of stuff that you're putting out there. And this is how I booked over 5,000 meetings on LinkedIn. And it's why my clients, we've got over 500 testimonials of people, because we're not playing the game. We're kind of cheating. We're playing the game a different way. And so I'm going to walk you through now just like all the little itty bitty idiosyncrasies and bits around it, just so I can kind of show you. So like, for example, let's say I want to come over here, right? So actually they're on my client wins. There's the 500 testimonials in here. They just keep going. We've got 221 clients, but they've got tons and tons of wins each, which is really cool. So if I come here, right, when we look at conversion optimization, now, when someone kind of like goes to my content, a couple of things happen, right? Either they comment because they want a resource, or they go to this one and they click a link. When they click the link, right, it goes to a landing page here. And then with this landing page, it's like, hey, do you want this resource? You can put in your information. So let's say I'm going to put my information in and I'm going to hit submit. Well, it always happens when you do the video, right? All right, let's just pretend that worked because I'm not going to troubleshoot it mid-video. Send it through to my tech guy to fix it. So once someone gives their name, email, and phone number, what happens is then I send them a free resource. And the trick is I've made, like, if we go down here, 113 free resources over time. So a lot of people think I'm just going to make this lead magnet and it's going to go off. No. You make dozens of lead magnets, like dozens of them. Anytime you have a client that has a problem or an issue, obviously other people are going to have that issue. So you just make content about it. So I set up this thing here. And the only reason I'm making this video is because I was walking home and I was like, I want to show the LinkedIn funnel into video. So I literally just hit record and open up all the tabs. And now I'll create this as a lead magnet on LinkedIn as well, right? And it's super valuable because you're seeing all this stuff. So you don't need to create these crazy PDFs and all this kind of stuff to actually give value. And so like now I've created this system. And then what happens after that is then someone then opts in for my emails, right? And so you can see here, here's all the emails that I send people over time. And so then over time, I'm sending them a couple of different types of emails, right? I'm either sending them like a story-based email, or I'm just kind of like telling a funny story. I'll send them like a case study email where it's like, hey, this client's got these amazing results. Do you want the resource that they had, or do you want to work with me? The other type of emails I send, I just literally send a free resource. I'm like, hey, I just made this epic free thing. Do you want it? Just reply back, right? And then you get a lot of engagement on your email. The last one I just say is, I just say, work with me. I just say, hey, I'm going to work with a couple of people next week. You want to work with me? And we close boatloads of deals via email. And so if you look at through the actual emails here, they're all plain text. So this email I sent, right? And because I've got an email list of, let me pull it up over here. Yeah, an email list of 32,817 people. It means that all these people get the emails. Now they got the option to opt out if they don't want to get in or whatever. So it just works out super well. And you can see over here within my system, right? You know, my Start Selling on LinkedIn course has had 11,611 people opt in. Over here, you can see all these other, where are they? Over here, you can see these are all the other free resources that I've given out. And you can see all the opt-ins, right? Boatloads of opt-ins of different people and all the different dates when I put the resources live, right? So it's like, it's an abundance of these resources, which then creates these emails I'm sending to people. But then in the emails, I'm not just like asking for things. I'm just like, hey, I just finished recording a training that walks through how I made $1 million via email. The training includes a complete workbook. Just reply email and I'll send it to you. So plain text. Honestly, newsletters are like, don't create newsletters. It's so stupid. Like, do you read a newsletter? Do you read anyone's newsletter? No one reads newsletters. And whenever they come to your inbox, straight to junk. The only person's newsletter you're going to read are like the biggest creators, right? Send plain text emails at kind of random dates. It shocks people because then they actually open it. So then I've got another one here, right? Where I go, hey creator, this guy booked 68 calls, this many demos with my book I gave away for free. Do you want it? Just reply back with book. So all these people are then going to reply back and it creates interaction as well. You know, I did another one here. I just recorded a training, right? What's another one? Work with me. Hey, going to work with a small group of creators next month to do this. Would you like to join us? Then I get boatloads of people and then people want to work with me, right? And they give us money. What's another one? So my dog's poop made me $3.23 million. So that was a story-based email. And what this is doing within everything, right, is ultimately I'm trying to build trust with people. And so, you know, they see my content on the feed, building trust, or YouTube videos, or you're watching this video, right? That's building trust. Then they're kind of getting my automated stuff. That's building trust. And then over here, eventually we have a conversation, or they have a conversation with my team. That's building trust. And ultimately, like, we're not really looking for a lead system. We're looking for a trust system. The people who win in business are the ones who have, if this is you, right? You have thousands of people who know you, who are your ideal clients, who just trust you. That is it. Like, that is the ultimate goal. And how do you build trust? You give away value to people in exchange for seemingly nothing. It's just for their time, right? But for some reason, society doesn't value their time anymore, so they think it's for nothing. It's like within this system itself, this is kind of how it's structured. So with our software and stuff that we're bringing out, we're actually using it internally for ourselves, right? Right now, we've got a whole structure and a system set up where, you know, you can launch all of these landing pages. So if I go to my landing pages over here, how can you easily, because the reason why people don't launch landing pages or lead magnets is because they just don't technically know how to. So imagine if you can just launch all these landing pages, put all these free stuff online, actually bring all these people back into your CRM system, and then you can constantly message and interact with these people over time, which is like, honestly, it's really, really cool. So here's kind of the setup here. I just don't want to show actual real people's email addresses and data because that's kind of not cool. Now, the next phase of this, right, is obviously you're going to be having conversations with people, which is, I'm not going to get into that just because I've got a whole bunch of resources. If you click down below, I've got like 3 free books. You can go through them, the Sell by Chat playbook and stuff. Nafis, that guy from the email book, 68 meetings, he hasn't even paid me $1. Like not even $1, right? But the next part after this is, or the next level is, how do you use what are called intent signals to tell you to reach out to people? Intent signals, right? So what does an intent signal mean? When it comes to LinkedIn, if someone views your profile, that's an intent signal. That the reason they're viewing it is because they've seen your content. And if you talk about how you help clients and they've viewed your profile, they're obviously interested, right? Another one is if they like or comment on your post, right? Another one is if they send you a connection request, right? There's other intent signals, right? Did they download a lead magnet? Did they open your email? Or did they click a link in your email, right? And did they get other additional emails? Because I give away a lot of 5-day email courses. So did they just get, like, say, a last email of a sequence? And what you want to know as the business owner, okay, I'm giving away all this free information. I want to know the prospects that are my ICP who yesterday they checked my profile and they commented on my post and they received their last email and they clicked on it twice. That's literally what you want to, that's what you want to know. So our system, it actually does that. And I'll show you how it works, which we're about to go live with growth mode. And this is going to go ballistic because it doesn't even exist like right now. We essentially, the reason we're building this is because I've helped 1,500 small business owners do this. And we found there's these bottlenecks with software and we're like, well, why don't we just solve it? And because of AI now, for AI, we're able to actually do it. So how it works, right, is if I go to here, so when I post content, so if I go to this content, right, this post, so I talk about, hey, here's this free thing, comment to get access, right? And so obviously everyone's going to comment and saying, hey, I want the thing, right? But even if they don't comment on it, even if they like, hey, here's a free LinkedIn course, what happens then is, all these people like it. They might not even click on the link, or they might like it and comment and click 2 links. Even better, like, I want to know who the most engaged leads are showing the highest intent signals. Now, because of that, right, I've got all this content, right? And, I'm obviously been doing this for a long time. So like, I'm going to have more engagement. But even if you have like 10 people engaging on your stuff, it's still enough. What we're then able to do is after that, which is, I can't believe my business partner was able to build this, which is freaking epic, is let's say if you've got a piece of content, right? And I have like 100 likes. We can essentially then take the 100 likes, put them inside LinkedIn Sales Nav, filter who your leads are, and then put them back in our CRM called Growth Mode. So you can have, like, you're literally talking to people who are your ideal clients who engage. So as you go through the CRM instance, I can see who's engaging on my stuff. So I can literally say to my team, hey, give this person a phone call because like they've opened all these emails, which are intent signals, which you can actually achieve right now. And so let's say we take, this post here, 700 comments. Obviously all 700 aren't going to be my ideal clients. Maybe 10 to 15% are. Still, that's a lot of leads. So what you can then do is you pop them into Sales Navigator over here. I just didn't want to show people's actual names. So pop them into Sales Nav. So essentially how it works is we go, I've got Sales Nav filters of the people, and then you pop them inside here. And what you do is then you add what's called the lead list of the lead magnet or whatever you did. And then what it does is it then filters them who are the ideal potential clients right here. So I had 59 people from this post that I think got like 400 comments or something like that, which is pretty cool. And then after that, then what we're able to do is we just then pop them directly into growth mode, which is our system. So I can see of the 59 people that wanted the resource that are my ideal clients, 47 of them I haven't chatted to, 7 I've started a chat, 1 I'm currently qualifying, and actually 1 of them won and 3 are lost. So lost means they didn't want to, they met with us and they didn't want to actually buy the solution, right? But that means I can then re-engage these leads. Hey, you're still looking for it. What do you want to do? The one opportunities, right? And so it gives you like unlimited ability and intent signals then to reach out to people. which this stuff like wasn't even existent before. And the other things that we're building into it as well, this is like phase one, man. I can't wait to share the stuff when it's live. So we're also building AI lead scoring, right? What that means is AI lead scoring is it can analyze the whole entire profile of the individual and your business and all the information they've done viewing your profile, and it then just surfaces the correct leads. So then you as a business owner, you can then just focus on doing what I like doing. And I'm just like making free content. I'm making videos. I'm doing posts. I'm talking to people. I'm sending emails, all within this whole entire founder system. And then because of that, it then surfaces the best people who are your ideal clients. So you can just start 10 chats a day with 10 people. And you know through different signals that they're actually interested in your stuff. Like we've even created other crazy things as well within the system where this is another thing. So whenever someone signs up to my lead magnet, right? So they get a resource, it actually takes them through to a second page, page 2, and it says, hey, do you want to get this other additional free training? Just fill out these 10 forms. So it fills out everything, their revenue, what they're wanting to work on, everything. It gives me all information, right? So I even have a super qualified lead through the system, which takes me like literally a second to spin up. And then I have all this information on page 2. And then if me or my team then reaches out to the person and says, hey, I saw you downloaded the 5-day free email course. Because the second thing is I'm like, hey, do you want a 5-day free email course? It's worth $300. No, actually, I put that in red. It's worth $300. But you can get it for $0. Just give us your information, right? And then people give it to you. And so I've got this whole entire ecosystem now, which we built, which has been absolutely insane. Like I can't even believe how good it is. And the whole thing is like, I'm spending like $0 in marketing. Like the only marketing is like me setting up this YouTube studio in the back and me just literally just getting on right now and then showing content. And so like the future of like business and like everything is going to come down to like word of mouth, personal brand, giving value, actually helping people from real content, because there's going to be so much AI fluff out that's going to be terrible. How can you help as many people as possible and assume that from the market, right? Just make an assumption that, 90% of your market, right, will never buy from you. 90% are never going to buy from you. And that's okay because they're going to help you. 7% might pay you a little bit of money, but then 3%, they're going to give you a lot of money. And that's kind of, Daniel Priestley talks about, this is kind of the new way of doing business. Now, quickly to recap as well, and I got a whole bunch of free resources below, just grab them, use them, and then come work with me, is ultimately to build the trust system that you want, is you want to build client attracting content, chats that turn into calls, a lead converting profile, and we just have a system that just does this whole entire thing. Because then what you want to track is, okay, I started a chat with someone, I've qualified them, I'm now opening the conversation with them. Now I'm talking to them. I proposed a meeting. I booked a meeting. I closed the deal. It's in the closing stage. Did I win the deal? Did I lose it? And did it abandon, right? That's like the stages you're looking at. But you want to track from beginning the chat on LinkedIn or beginning them downloading a resource, getting the email, and tracking, within this system, what it allows you to do is you can use multiple ways of like talking to people. You can talk to them through LinkedIn DMs, right? And this is kind of like one of the only LinkedIn DM bi-directional syncs. It syncs your LinkedIn DMs into our system. You can also chat to them on WhatsApp if you want, right? You can also chat to them on text message. You can also chat to them over the phone, right? And all of these mediums are available in the system, so you can cater towards how the person wants to. You can send them voice notes, right? Whatever you want. Anyways, that's my $3.53 million LinkedIn funnel. If you want some additional resources, click below. Or if you just want to skip this whole entire process and just like work with me and I'll just tell you what to do instead of messing around with this free stuff for 12 months, go for it. And if you're still not convinced, consume the free stuff and do it. Make some money and let's go work together. Whatever other videos you want, just comment below and I'll just make them because I got this sick setup at home and I just literally hit record and away you go. Peace out. Have a good day.